Are you considering leaving the state of Kentucky? Well, if that's the case, then you're not alone. In recent years, there has been a significant increase in the number of people moving away from our state. But what is causing this? Well, if you're asking yourself that question, then today's video is for you because I'm going to go over the real reasons why people are moving away from the state of Kentucky. So let's jump right in. Welcome back. I'm Katie Skeen, a local realtor here in Louisville, Kentucky. And on my channel, we discuss all the things related to moving to and living in Kentucky. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you the 3 reasons why people are leaving the state of Kentucky. The first reason people are moving away from the state of Kentucky is because of the unemployment rate. It's unfortunate, but people have been having trouble finding jobs, especially jobs that have good benefits. Now, this has been a problem for several years in our state, and there's kind of a multifaceted reason why this is happening. The first is automation. A lot of the jobs were taken away due to increases in technology and advances in science. Another reason for the unemployment rate, of course, is globalization. A lot of our factory jobs have moved overseas for companies to be able to cut costs. And then lastly, of course, we had this little thing back in 2020 called COVID-19. COVID-19 created a huge increase in the unemployment rate in the state of Kentucky. We saw unemployment rates actually go up over 10% in that time period. And that was a significant increase in previous years. And so I think just still, even now, 3 years later, people are still struggling to get back into the workforce. Now, the state of Kentucky is trying to do something to overcome this problem of unemployment. They are doing job training for its residents. They're also providing incentives for local businesses who are creating more jobs, but it's still just a significant challenge in our state. If you look at this chart from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you can see that the unemployment rate as of November 2022 was right at 4%. 82,000 people were unemployed in the state, and also there were 17,000 unemployment insurance claims. If you compare this to the entire United States, you'll see that the United States has an unemployment rate of 3.5%. This is slightly lower than the state of Kentucky. You'll see that same big spike because of COVID-19 back in 2020, but it's kind of come back down and it's just kind of hovered there around 3.5% over the last 18 months or so. The unemployment rate in the state of Kentucky has consistently been higher than that of the national average, and this is one of the reasons that's causing our citizens to move away from the state of Kentucky. The second reason why people are leaving the state of Kentucky is because of our education system here. Now, for many years, Kentucky has been known to have a less than average public school system. Currently, the state is ranked 36th in the nation for states as far as public education is concerned. 36 is the bottom half, okay? So we're definitely in the bottom half for the US states for public education. There's a couple of different factors that are contributing to this poor quality of education in our state. The first reason is underfunding. For quite a few years, the state of Kentucky has been underfunding their public education system. So that means as a result, in the classroom, we're lacking updated facilities, we're lacking updated technologies, there's a lack of certified teachers that are working in the classrooms are overcrowded. So there's quite a bit of challenges in our state related to just, the amount of money that we put into our education system. The curriculum for the public education system has also been criticized for quite a few years. People say that it's outdated, it hasn't been updated in many years, and so as a result, it is under preparing our students for the workforce and for further higher education opportunities. The schools in Kentucky also have below average standardized test scores. This is true for the state and in comparison to the nation as a whole. The state has consistently scored low on the National Assessment of Educational Progress. Kentucky students are not performing as well as their peers in other states. The last reason contributing to this poor quality of education in the state of Kentucky is our poverty rate. We have quite a few citizens who are living in an impoverished environment. The results of this on public education is that students don't have the resources at home or the support at home that they really need to be able to thrive within the classroom. Now, I will say the state is trying to make some effort towards improving their education. They have in recent years sent more funding towards the public school system. They've tried to provide incentives and training for their teachers in the state, but it's not just going to be fixed in 1 or 2 years. It's going to require a long-term approach with multiple facets that are really going to help us turn the corner with our public education system here in the state. The third reason people are leaving the state is because of lack of recreational opportunities. Now, I guess this is a valid reason, but I'm like, you knew when you moved to the state of Kentucky that there weren't any mountains and there weren't any beaches. So if you're surprised by that, I'm sorry. We're located right in the middle of the state of Kentucky. There is a lot of natural beauty here, and I think there are a lot of things that you can appreciate, but as far as some of those bigger natural attractions, we're just not gonna have that here in the state of Kentucky. There's a couple of other reasons why there's less recreational activities as well. The first is that Kentucky is a majority rural population, okay? Most of the state is rural. There's not a lot happening in these small Kentucky towns. Now, we do have a few bigger cities. There's Louisville and Lexington, of course, and there's definitely things to do in those cities. But for the state as a whole, we're seeing a lot of farms, a lot of horse country, a lot of agriculture, not so much recreational activities. Another reason is the lack of public transportation. It's just not as easy to get around the state, so as far as touring things and getting places, we haven't put a lot of time, energy, money into public transportation here in our state, so that makes it more difficult for people wanting to get around. It's hard to fly into Louisville, not as many direct flights, it can be more expensive, or flying into Lexington for that matter. And lastly, there's a lack of funding, which has contributed to our lack of recreational opportunities. There's not as much money being put into public parks and recreational facilities, so that is lacking in our state. Now, with that being said, I do want to say that we have the Kentucky Derby in our state. We have some amazing historical sites to see within our state that are important to our national and state history. And of course, we also are famous for our bourbon. So even if there's not a lot to do, the bourbon can make it a little bit more enjoyable to live in our state. We have the Bourbon Trail, which has over 30 distilleries across the state, and we do actually have people coming into our state to be able to visit that Bourbon Trail and to see the distilleries and to experience that. I hope you've enjoyed this video about the 3 real reasons why people are leaving the state of Kentucky. I hope it didn't sound that bad, okay? I'm still living in Kentucky and I really enjoy living here in Louisville, Kentucky. If you're interested in more information specific to moving to Louisville, Kentucky, be sure to check out my video, Moving to Louisville, Kentucky. And as always, if you ever have any questions, please reach out and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Friday with great content about living in and moving to Kentucky. See you next time.